Hi everyone, just wanted to jump on today and talk to you very briefly about how to fuel yourself to get the most out of your workouts. So the first thing I would suggest is that depending on when you work out, try not to eat a big meal just before. So it goes without saying, but before these sort of sessions where you want to be energetic, motivated, you don't want to be feeling sort of tired and lethargic from having just eaten a roast dinner half an hour before. So try not to eat a big meal within a couple of hours of training, but you definitely want some sort of energy. So don't go into a session having not eaten anything all day or not eaten anything that morning. The things that work, caffeine is the most researched pre-workout stimulant. You could buy complicated pre-workout drinks, zero sugar ones, or you could just have a shot of coffee or a cup of coffee and a banana. So you want some sort of simple carbs, a bit of fruit, some caffeine would probably do in terms of an energy boost from the fruit, and then the sort of stimulation from the caffeine. If you can't do caffeine or you don't drink caffeine or hot drinks, that's fine. Just something that's got some sugar in it, so something that's going to give you some energy to get you through the session. So it could be a sports drink, or it could be just just some fruit that's got some sugar in it. So that's pre-workout, so before you train. The other important thing is that within 30 minutes either side of your training, so because we're doing a lot of strength work, we're trying to stimulate muscle growth. Essentially what happens is that when we train, our body breaks down the muscle fibers. As we recover in the time after the workouts, our muscle fibers essentially knit back together and our body repairs them, and they grow back stronger and bigger. That allows us to lift more weight and to build more muscle size. You need adequate protein in your system to get the maximum out of your workouts. So if you're working out in the morning and you haven't eaten anything before, and you don't have any protein during or after you train until the afternoon, you're just not maximizing the gains you could be getting from that session. So simplest tip for me would be to get hold of some pretty straightforward, get yourself a protein shaker, get hold of a workout protein shake. It doesn't have to be particularly expensive, just needs to be whey protein. You can either get clear whey protein, which tastes a bit like sort of fruit juice or squash if you don't like the milky drinks, or you can get something that is the more sort of milky textured drinks that come in chocolate and strawberry and all sorts of other flavours. You want to be looking for something that has at least 25 grams of protein in it. So I use something like this, which actually, because of the amount I train, that's also more of a recovery shake. So that has 40 grams of protein in it, but it also has some electrolytes and some carbs just to give me energy to possibly train again later in the day. But again, you could just get pure whey protein, get into the habit of keeping that, keeping that in your bag or in your car, or have it straight after a workout. Most protein shakes, post-workout protein shakes, are less than 200 calories. You can get 30 or 40 grams of protein in then. So find one that you like. Try the usual websites, myproteinbulk.com, the Protein Works, those sort of places. There are always discount codes on. If you're not sure what to get, drop me a message. I'll give you some guidance. So that's post-workout. So really essential is protein. If any of you want a more detailed nutritional guidance document personalized to your height and weight and your activity level, I can do that free of charge as part of the program. Just let me know. But one of the key things I want you to take away, whether or not you're tracking calories or watching food intake, is just getting enough protein. So focusing on high protein foods, yogurts, fish, meat, chicken, dairy, protein shakes, those sort of things are going to really help your training. The other thing to think about possibly in terms of supplements, there are a few others that you could decide to try depending on the level of intensity of your training. One is possibly just a simple one-a-day multivitamin as a bit of a backstop in case if you're somebody that doesn't quite get enough fruit and veg. So really cheap to get hold of, a one-a-day tablet, just a multivitamin that sort of is a bit of a backstop. The other thing you could think about, if you are vegetarian or you don't eat fish, fish oil, so something like omega-3 fish oil or cod liver oil, a couple of tablets a day, really good for your sort of recovery and training and protein synthesis as well. So that's another one you could think about. And the final one that I would also think about is probably the second most researched supplement behind or pre-workout, post-workout behind caffeine, is creatine monohydrate. So we normally get enough throughout, or most people get enough creatine through our food, but those people that are doing lots of Olympic lifting or high power movements, which we do, so we squat, we deadlift, we clean and jerk, we do movements that require maximal effort for short periods of time, having enough creatine in your system is proven to boost your performance, boost the amount you can lift, and therefore accelerate your training. A big bag of creatine monohydrate is relatively cheap. You put a tiny little scoop, 3 to 5 grams a day in whatever shake you're having. You won't even notice it, it's unflavoured. Look it up online, benefits of creatine, lots of benefits to female menstrual health as well. And yeah, really well researched. So just to wrap up, energy before you train, caffeine if that's your thing, plus some fruit or something sugary. If you want to go down the route of buying pre-workout shakes, that's fine. Just be careful because the caffeine content is really high. So if you're not used to much caffeine, some of those pre-workout drinks are really caffeinated. So just read the labels. Within 30 minutes of working out, make sure you get some protein in. That could be through food, but generally through your protein shakes. General rule of thumb, aim for lots of protein in your diet, roughly 2 grams of protein a day for every kilogram of your body weight. It should be a minimum. And then those other couple of supplements, creatine, omega fish oils, and multivitamins that I've said might be useful. On top of that, just the normal stuff. Stay hydrated. Make sure you take lots of fluids on board. If you're doing long sessions or long workouts, say for example you're doing 60 minutes of zone 2 and you're sweating a lot, think about having electrolyte or hydration tablets or something as well as just water, just so you don't get sort of tired and crampy during those sessions. But I realise it's been a long video, but just try to hopefully it's been useful. If you want any guidance on any of these things, any products, if you want me to look at something and see if that would work, or if you want me to help you build it into a bit of a diet plan, just give me a shout. Other than that, hope you're enjoying smashing the workouts. Keep it up.